Hello, we are launching the new online management for Nights Away notifications, which uses a very similar approach to the activity approvals that many people will already be aware of. We've also taken the opportunity to update the activity approvals system based on lots of user feedback, which has been really useful. So the next time you go into the activity approval system, you'll be able to see various things have changed, have updated. Hopefully you'll see lots of usability improvements, particularly when used on a mobile device. That was one of the areas that quite a few volunteers were getting in touch with, and we've made it much more responsive to mobile screens, in particular mobile phone screens, without the need to zoom in and out, and lots of scroll bars as well. So this screen is the activity approvals window. All of the fields are exactly as they were previously. I just wanted to flag up that we've made some improvements here, and lots of the back-end functionality that we've built in for Nights Away notifications now works here as well. So the Nights Away notification process is in the same area of the menus, and when you click on Nights Away notifications, you'll then see a window which looks really familiar if you've been using the activity approvals. So rather than filling in one big long page each time, the Actions button up here has got new notification. And you can see we'll work through the same sort of panels along the top that will look for different bits of information from you. So you'll be able to choose where you are, which group you are. All of that will then decide who gets the email updates and who will be able to manage and approve your form. We've added the red stars alongside the fields to make it really clear if they're required, to save you getting to the end and going backwards, and also to help you skip over things that the system doesn't require. On the numbers of participants, much of this will be familiar. You'll notice now that there's a squirrels box for a number of squirrels within there. Starting in 2023, Scout headquarters are intending to allow squirrels to take part in overnight stays, so that box is there in readiness for that. You'll also see that there are three slightly differently labelled boxes just below the youth participant numbers. So the number of appointed adults is looking at people who hold a Scout appointment, section assistants, assistant leaders, etc., who are going on the event. We've then also got that box in the middle for non-members under 18. Those are most commonly children of leaders who'd be there, so wouldn't be in the top set of numbers, but would still be on site. And the final other adults would then include occasional helpers who don't hold an appointment but are recorded and of course have been disclosure checked as well. If you work your way through the other panels, much of this information will be pretty familiar for those of you that have filled in combinations via the Nights Away notifications or activity approvals. Each time you can see there's a few buttons around the place that you can toggle on and off. So this question, for example, about in-touch arrangements, if you switch it on and you're using a home contact as part of your in-touch, then it'll ask you a little bit more information about them. Or if you're not and you leave it off, you'll be asked to explain your in-touch arrangements in that box there. Another example, which is quite a nice one, is on the DofE event. So if it's Duke of Edinburgh's expedition, it will ask you some extra bits and pieces so that we know who the supervisor is. And then if it's a qualifying expedition as well, it will ask you for assessor details. And the final screen is pretty familiar again for those who've used activity approvals recently, in being able to agree to the reminders that are on here, being able to add your risk assessments. You'll see that the submit button at the moment, because I've not input anything, is greyed out. As soon as you've put in all of those mandatory fields that have got the red asterisks on, the submit button will become available. You can also see at any point that the save button is available, so you'd be able to save the form wherever you're up to and be able to come back to it later. That's of course a new feature for Nights Away notifications that we haven't had before. Other features that we've built into Nights Away notifications that haven't been there before. If you click on the three dots to the right hand side of one of your forms, you can see the handy ability to delete the form if it's no longer required. That does keep a sort of backup copy on the system in case it's been accidentally deleted or somebody needs to go back and check something for some reason, but it will remove it from the list of active notifications. We've also got the duplicate option, so if you've done a pretty similar event somewhere else and want to be able to copy across all of the information and just change a few things like dates, etc., then that's a really useful one as well. So duplicating will then show you the form, the new duplicated form, and it will copy across all of the information that we've got already saved. You can see the colours highlighting each row. So the chunk of them at the top there are submitted. You can then see I've got a few that are drafts, and then there'll be a few others elsewhere that have been approved or partially approved as well. The management system for people to be able to go in and approve your events is pretty similar to the activity approvals. So each district will have decided which roles can see forms, which roles can manage forms, and so you'll get a notification when you send an email in to say who it is that has been sent that information, who will be able to do things, and you can always hit reply all on that one and be able to get back in touch with people with any queries. You'll then get updates each time somebody updates your form. Maybe they ask a question, they may approve some sections of the form and not others if they're waiting to see an extra little bit of information from you, and so that correspondence can happen through the system, and then you get a notification of it through your inbox as well. Hopefully the improvements that you will experience for the Nights Away system and for the activity system will go some way to making things a little smoother and a little easier, and of course any and all feedback that you've got to help us improve this going forward would be greatly appreciated. Feel free to send that in through the help desk system, or drop an email to anyone on the county team that you're in touch with and would like to share your thoughts with. Thank you very much.